Session number 3, part 3 of Business in a Box live build. As we have been creating the Business in a Box for Marika, I've been building it live with you and also finding lots of improvements that is making the Business in a Box even more sexy. So that is what we are doing today. Session number 3 for the live Business in a Box build. And if we don't get it finished today, we'll be doing it again tomorrow, and then we should definitely be done. But as always, guys, welcome to Strategy with Sally. Hold on in as we wait for all our VIPs to jump on in, and we kick off with our theme song. See you back in 3.5.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to... Oh, is everybody echoey? Yes. Audio. Why? I can hear myself twice. Is it coming through the speakers out here? Maybe. Remove. You hear me? Echoing? I
No,
feel.
you're not echoing.
Okay.
Try again.
Hello, am I echoey?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, what is it doing? This always happens.
You're not echoing on mine.
Yeah, this happens when I move in the house because I don't know the settings and it's too hot for me to be outside. Virtual mic, that needs to be on. Phoenix, Arizona's ringing me. They can wait. Oh, the joys. The joys. 1, 2. Yeah, I'm coming through on 2 tracks. I had that problem before, but I was only coming through on 1. Oh, where's the button? Windows, output, audio, output, Roadcaster. That's what we need for output. Yes. Input, video, that's fine. NDI makes no difference. Virtual cam. Why am I coming through on 2 tracks? All right, let me mute. Can I mute that track? Sorry, guys. But then I probably won't be able to hear you because I think you guys are coming in on that track. Where's the mute button? I can't wait until we get eCam. eCam is coming in as an expert.
Woohoo!
Why? It was working a minute ago. Can somebody go and check the live stream for me on YouTube and check if I've got an echo on the master? Because it's echoey in my ear. But if it's not echoing on the master, what if I mute that? No, mute that. No, that's not going to make any difference. I've got to keep Zoom on.
What if you left and came back?
Hang on 1 sec. Speaker. One, nah, still echoey. Microphone. 1, 2, 1, 2. Nah, still echoing. Has anyone got
Sally,
YouTube?
the live stream is echoey.
Yeah, I thought so. Thank you. Why? Always in the house.
The live stream is echoey.
How about now? 1, 2, 1. Still echoey. Thank you, Sarah. Still echoey. Options, output, audio. And it's going into that, but it's echoing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. No, there's no speakers on out here, so it's not coming through there. Where's it coming through? What about mute? If I mute that. Okay, so I've muted a channel. That's not echoing in my ear, but now I don't know if I can hear you. So can someone talk in Zoom? Yeah.
You sound
can't
good.
hear you. Yay. All right. When it comes time to have Zoom guests, I'm going to have to bring my deck over and turn it on. I don't know why it's doing the thing it's doing. Anyway, hello. Welcome to a live stream where shit goes wrong and we just keep carrying on. So I know that people are speaking in Zoom, but I cannot hear you. I wonder, select mic, that's right. Speaker is my ears, and that has to be my ears from the road. But I can't pull in. Yeah, look, let's just roll with it. Oh, no, because I'm going to need to talk to Marika. How do I turn them onto another channel? Man, it was working before. And I can see them talking, but now I can't hear them. All right, I'm going to flick a button and hope I don't break anything. Road virtual. Okay, let's see if that makes any difference. Turn that off. Go back to there. Click on that. No, click on.
Can you hear me, Sally?
Now I can't even get back to the thing. Where is it? Yeah. All right. Yeah, echoey again. Okay. What is this one? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. No, it's still echoey. Oh. See, you shouldn't upgrade and buy a better Stream Deck because now it's different to the first Stream Deck. All right, I'm just going to have to mute them in Zoom. And if I need Marika, I'll have to unmute and figure it out. All right, okay. I actually do need to talk to Marika to see if she understands. Marika.
Yes.
I can hear you, but I am so echoey. What the?
Yeah. I can talk to you in a chat.
Okay, but that's not what I want. That's stereo. Yeah. All right. Well, Maria Samples here. Echo. Why am I coming through on that track? Is this like? No, that's not doing it either. Oh God, it's never easy. Try to come in because it's going to be like really hot, like 90 degrees plus or 35 or something today. Anyway, got to mute that. I'm going to have to talk to you in the chat. So, Marika, do you remember where we left off last week? I can't believe we're 11 minutes in and I still can't get my sound right. Luckily, with everything that I've done with this build with Marika, I've found faster ways to get things done. And also me and my beautiful builders are going to be working on Businesses in a Box together this coming week, sitting in a private room in the VOZ, working together, as well as the client work that we're going to be doing. But every month, if you did not know, every month on the second Thursday of the month, we do, or Wednesday if you're in America and Canada, we do an affiliate training. So that's happening this Thursday. So anyone who wants to learn about, how to, and the affiliate training doesn't just cover like selling OmniSAM, okay? We are going to give you strategies to sell OmniSAM, but we're also just going to give you tips on how to have conversations to share your business as well as this amazing software that you're all using. And then next Thursday, which is the third Thursday of the month, we are doing a Business in a Box. And that one, if all going to plan will be the official recording of the new Business in a Box. So what I've done over the last 2 weeks doing Marika's has given me the opportunity for a real life one. And we've been building these in parts, but I wanted to do one all the way through to clean up everything. And then next Thursday, we will be doing the whole Business in a Box as a GSD. It is more of a film it for the course. So it won't be as much of the click by click follow along because it's already taken me 2 hours on session 1, 3 hours on session 2. Today's probably going to be another couple of hours and then probably another couple of hours tomorrow. And that's just me building. So if we're going to do a follow along click by click, I think that is more of a 2 or 3 day workshop to ensure that it's done properly if you want to do it yourself. But next Thursday, I will be attempting to record live for I think it's 5 or 6 hours I've put aside, but being mindful, just like I also teach you, to build it live. So we will be building it as a course. I will stop partway through each of the different sections that we're going to do together for questions to ensure that what I'm teaching you is also resonating and landing. And those who are feeling capable and want to try and keep up, by all means you can. But because it is serving a bigger purpose for you all, also, even if you've got a Business in a Box, you're an attorney, and I would recommend that even if we're doing it for you, I think it's really important that you also watch it. not just once either. I do recommend, we all know RIM, right? Repetition, immersion, model, approve, and practice. Thank you, Tony Robbins. So I would recommend that you watch it more than once because it's a lot of things. It's what I do all day, every day. So you're not expected to just get it like that. However, you don't have to do the whole thing if we're doing it for you. We'll just give you a checklist of the stuff that only you can do that we can't do for you. But if you're someone who's like, I'm going to pull up my sleeves and I'm going to build it, then what we're going to create next Thursday together is going to be awesome, right? My goal is that for those people who don't want us to do it for you, you are going to be able to follow the video and do it yourself. That's my goal. But as also, I always teach you, is we'll do Q&A. We will constantly be checking in with people to ensure that you're understanding, because you guys will also tell us the gaps. Like, I didn't quite understand that thing, or you went too fast, or it didn't work in my account. All of the problems that come up are actually good, right? They're good for me to know so I can improve the process. My goal would be in the long term that training is so good that anyone can follow it, no matter what your computer skills are, as long as you watch, pause, click, play, click, pause, click, right? That's what we want. And for anyone who's been following me for quite a number of years, you will also know that the click-by-click strategy is something that I've done since 2015, helping people in their software, right? So it is important to me that I also get your feedback along the way. But next week, I do also just want to say it isn't a follow along click by click, because some of you won't be able to keep up, and that's perfectly fine, right? Absolutely fine. But you will be able to watch it on repeat. It will definitely be added to a course for you. And those who are in the elite program or in the done for you, you will get the unedited version to watch straight away before we edit. So if you want to go back and watch it, you can. So I've got a lot of preparation to do between now and then. And this is our number, well, by the time I get started, what have we done? 5 hours so far. So I need to make sure that I can get it done in under, the full 6 hours or whatever we've put aside for the GSD next Thursday. All right. Also, another announcement before we get into this, Sarah has put into, I don't know if she's done it yet, but where one of the things that has been missing from our weekly updates just for a little while is the post that lets you know all the events that are happening publicly to the audience for free, and also all of the events that happen inside of our community, our paid community. So you will see we've got, yes, thank you, Sarah. Sarah's done it. So it'll be inside of the GSD by OmniSAM community group. So the way in which you get to it is you go to members.omnisam.com.au to get into our community. And it is a work in progress, guys. The learning tab is not yet fixed. All the menus on the sidebar, not yet turned on. Just know it's a work in progress. We're so busy building other people's communities and courses and things that we just haven't got the time to finish ours. However, still speaking with the community away from all the advertisements of Facebook. And I haven't checked yet. Let me actually have a little look-see. I'm just going to sneaky peek because I haven't been in this morning to have a look. I'm waiting for the approval from the App Store and the Google Play Store, so the Apple and Google Play Store, because we've got a developer license for the GSD by OmniSAM app, which I'm crossing my fingers. They said up to 2 weeks, and I can't remember the exact date I submitted everything. And our little tiny, I don't know, did I show you guys our little GSD poo that I designed with all the little hands and arms and legs and everything? that worries me that won't get through compliance. But it is an emoji. I'm hoping. Like I didn't use the word shit. I used the word stuff instead for submitting for compliance. I just want to quickly check if it's been approved yet. Give me 1 sec. Brand. No. Oh, that's probably why America was just calling failed compliance. Oh, okay. I really wanted my little purple poo. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe if I talk to him real nice, they'll tell me how I can get it through compliance. All right, guys. Strategy with Sally. GSD. Oh, that made me sad. That's okay. We can roll. So what we've done so far, if you want to go back to last Tuesday or Monday if you're in America, and also Wednesday or Tuesday, so the last two, they're both named on the YouTube channel, Business in a Box. And then this is session number 3. We'll take you through custom domain setup. We also went through, what else did we do? We did custom domains. We did the lead magnet, didn't we, Marika? So we built your lead magnet. I need to bring her face up on screen so I can see the nods. Yes. So we did her lead magnet. So let me now share screen for those in Zoom here. And then for those in the big wide world of the interwebs, you guys also need to share screen. Again, I'm in the house, so none of my buttons are in its places. Here we go. All right. So where we left off with Marika was we built the list growth funnel, and in there is the daily habits checklist. This is where we left off. I think I still needed to get you a script, didn't I, Marika, for the thank you page? Yes? All right. So you can see here, so we created this opt-in page for her using all of her branding colors. And we do need some testimonials from you, Marika, to go on this page. So can you just write that on your to-do list for me, please? And then this can be made smaller and smaller again. And yes, also Marika, I need a better quality logo from you because this one is not great. Okay, and then let's just check this link here. Yes, okay, that's all connected. So that page is good. I'm going to publish it because you will be able to start sharing this. And then we connected your form. So once they click this form, it goes to the next step in the funnel, which then takes them to here. And on this page, I'm going to do a little script down here for you that you will make a video for. So that's a second to do just to add to your list. And that one is done. Then they go through this little pop-up. So when they fill in this information, we know they have viewed your calendar. And if after 15 minutes they have not booked an appointment, they go into our 9-step follow-up automation. But once they fill in the form, that triggers that the calendar has been viewed, and then they land here, which is the calendar page. So I am just going to open a new window, and now that we're at the calendar section, we need to go set up the calendars. So I can't unmute you, so I'm going to keep a close eye on the chat, Marika, because I will have a few questions for you. So get those little tippy-tap fingers ready as we set up your calendar. So we give you 2 calendars. The first calendar we give you is called the intro call, and it is like either a setting call or you could use it as a free call. And then we also give you a longer call that we call a consultation. So, Marika, what do you call your free call? Is it a discovery call? Is it an intro call? What do you actually call that very first sales call? Really, that's what it is. What do you call it? So if you could pop that in the chat. Yep, excellent. So we're going to go through, and this is how you will edit the calendars that we have given you. So first, you will go to calendars, and then you will, up the top in the main calendar area, there is settings. Now, you can see here, remember I taught you that if you see the go back button at the top, it means you're in the settings area. So that's the back way into settings. So what we do is we come in and we edit the calendar that we have given you. Now, it is not published when we give it to you. That's why it was not showing on that page that I showed you before. So we're going to change the name, and Marika calls it a discovery call. Okay. Then just leave it in its little group. And on here, we're going to, hopefully it will allow us to, it's not going to let us use that one. I have to check another setting. Give me one moment. I have to go and check your, what one is it called? I know what I need. It is called your branded domain. So let me go and check that your branded domain has been connected so that we have the right link. All right. Yes, it has. All right. So this one, we're going to say discovery dash call. Slug is already taken with dash Marika. That's right. MARIJA. Yes, checking in Zoom. That's how she spells it. Okay. So that'll be the custom URL that you will send to people. But it's actually going to live on a landing page, so it looks prettier, and it will actually just be discovery call. Okay. This is just direct link to the calendar if it has not been embedded on a landing page. All right. So don't touch anything that's here, right? We've got all that ready to go for you. And we select now which people in her team are going to take the call. And it is just Marika, of course. Now, Marika, do you have a set Zoom room that you take meetings in? Do you have a set URL for that? No. Do you have a paid Zoom account? No. Okay. So without a paid Zoom account, you are restricted to 40 minutes for a Zoom call. Okay. I would recommend that you get an upgrade. It's not expensive, but then you can have as long as you want. You can even have like a VOS type thing for your members to come in. And if you're going to be running group sessions and coaching sessions in Zoom, I do recommend that it's a good thing to have. But for now, could you get me, if somebody said, send me your Zoom link, do you know where to go and grab that for me, Marika? Maybe? Don't know. No? Okay. So what you're going to do is try and follow along here. We're going to search for Zoom, log in, or just go to Zoom. Just search for Zoom. Just nod your head when you're there. You don't have to speak and type. I can see your face. Once you're there, then you're going to just go to the Zoom website, and you're looking for the sign in button at the top. Click on the sign in button at the top. Did you see that? Are you signed in? You have to sign in on a browser. I will give you the link in the chat. That might even help you as well to get to the right place. So let me drop that in the chat. And if you click on that Zoom link in the chat, it'll load a window. And if you are not logged in, you're looking for the sign in button at the top right of the screen. Can you see that up there? No. All right. Can you please write a note for another to-do? I'm going to grab this to-do list from you at the end and I'm going to put it into Basecamp for you to do. Okay. So got to get your Zoom link. All right. So I'll leave that. I'm not going to take the note because I know you're going to do it for me. I'm going to add the custom value and yeah, I didn't think so. I've actually added this to custom values so that we do not need to go look for it later. So I'm going to create a special link for Zoom, okay, that will have the same link every time. So the best place for us to put that is under, because it would live with appointments. So in custom values, under appointments, I'm going to create a custom value called Zoom meeting link. And I'm going to create. Then we're going to come back later and we will add in your Zoom link in here under custom values. So just note, Zoom link to be added to custom values. Then I'm going to copy that custom value and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste it in there. Now, anywhere you put this, I never have to go back and change it. I only have to do it in the custom values area. So we're going to save that and it is now going to move to the next screen. Now, this is probably the time when I'm going to have to unmute and get some feedback to get some availability times from Marika. All right, Marika, you can talk to me now. Yeah, can you speak?
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
hang on a minute. No, I still can't hear you. Where are you?
Yeah, I can speak.
Try now.
I can speak. Can you hear me?
Excellent. All right. So, I know it's coming through on 2 tracks, but we'll try our best. So what I need to know from you, what times are you available to take a meeting during the week? For discovery calls. Oh, hang on, I've muted you. Yes, go.
From Monday till Friday, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
To
every day.
11 a.m. All right. 11 a.m. Copy all the way through. All of the days. Okay. Next. Meeting interval means when they look at the calendar. Oh, this is dreadful. When they look at the calendar, they will see appointments at the top of the hour and at 30 minutes. At the top of the hour and 30. So 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30. Or if you would prefer, it could just be at the top of the hour. So when they look at your calendar, they'll see 10, 11, 12, 1. Which do you prefer, every 30 minutes or every 60?
Yeah.
Every 30. Okay.
Every 60. Every 60.
Every 60 minutes. How long is your standard sales call?
30.
30 minutes. And we recommend no more than 14, 10 is better, allowing people to book that many days into the future. So they don't go cold, right, if we let them sit there too long. So we'll leave it at 10. Now, we can also add a 15-minute buffer on the end so that you can fill in paperwork, write a recap email, take your notes, add to the client file. So really, it's blocking out a full 45 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
But because your meetings are set at the top of the hour, it's actually a full hour. Okay. So when you look at these times, 8, 9, 10, you can only fit 2 meetings between 8 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because one at 8 finishes at 9, 9 finishes at 10. Oh, no, 10 finishes at 11. 3 meetings. Sorry. All right.
Yeah.
Now, just for you to note, when you look at the calendar and if it looks like you've got a gazillion meetings, people can think, oh, they're not really busy. So you can flick look busy on if you've got way too many meetings on your calendar, all right? So I'm not going to turn it on, but if you want you to look a bit busier, you can turn that on. So I'm going to just save that. All right, I'm going to mute you again for this problem with the double. Okay, so now that part of the availability is done with Marika, I'm now going to move down to forms. And so what happens is they select the date and time, and then they fill in their information, like their name and email address. Then if they want to add a guest, I usually turn that on just in case they want to bring somebody as well with them to the meeting. And then the rest I don't touch, and click save. And you could see down the bottom here, if you want it to be a paid meeting, you can. Next is the appointment status. Now, these used to have to be built in workflows, but a recent update, it is now all in here. But if you also have a phone number connected to OmniSAM, it still does not yet send the text reminders. That still lives over in the workflow, which I'll show you soon. Now, I have, let me just go find, I've got to find my notepad, one moment. There's a few things that I do, and in the updated business in a box that's a little newer than the one we're working with from last week, I've added a few extra things to all these emails. So I'm going to do that now. And if you've got the new version but you haven't turned it on yet, this is what I recommend you do. So under appointment booked, you come in and you turn on all of the email reminders. Then you will see when you look at the bottom, there's no signature in this email. So this here, this little section between that I've highlighted, that is the code to insert the signature. But as you see, when I go further down into some other emails, it's really hard to get to the bottom. If I show you here, I think it's not this one. No, it's assigned user. See this where it says request? I can't get my cursor under there. So what I've done is I've got this code, which is HTML code, with the break, that just means return on your keyboard. So I'm copying, I'm going to cut that, and I'm actually, to make it super quick and easy, I'm going into the source code, and at the bottom, I'm just pasting the signature, and you'll see it just pops up at the bottom. So I'm going to do that on all of these emails. So just paste, save. You'll see now that's at the bottom. And remember this assigned user one, I can't get, no matter what I do, I can't get out of there without going into the source code. And then I just paste and save, and now the signature shows under there. And I just, if Marika wants to add any additional emails later in the future, that's all ready to go as well. So I'm going to do this in pretty much all the emails. So I've done that for this one, which is they've booked, but they haven't yet hit I confirm I'm going to attend. Okay, that's the first one. And then in app, I enable that so that the person who is the user, which is the person taking the call, they get a notification on that little bell at the top. So make sure that's on. Then I'm going to move through each of these and do the same thing. So everything's exactly the same. I'm going to enable, go into the contact, go to the code, scroll to the bottom, paste, save, move to the next one, guest, go to the code, scroll to the bottom, paste, save, go to the next one, assigned user, go to code, scroll to the bottom, paste, save, and additional. Go to the code, scroll to the bottom, paste and save, and save. Next, we are going to make sure that in-app is enabled for a notification. Next, cancellation, same thing. These emails, if they cancel, say, now that you've cancelled, why don't you rebook? So again, same deal, source code, scroll to the bottom, paste, save. Moving on down to guest, code, scroll to the bottom, save, and scroll to the bottom of the code, and paste and save, and additional emails, the same thing. Scroll and paste and save and save. All right, check in app, turn that on and save. All right, 3 to go. So reschedule. So once they've rescheduled, they need another email. So we're going to scroll to the bottom and paste and save, and the guest one, and go to code, scroll to the bottom and save, and then assigned user, code, scroll to the bottom, paste and save, and finally scroll to the bottom and paste and save, and save. Then to in-app, and we want a notification to the user. All right, now reminder. This one's just a tiny bit different. On the reminder, we turn it on, and on the contact record, you can add up to 3 reminders. So I do all 3. I do 15 minutes before, I do 3 hours before, and 1 day before. So they get the same email 3 times before their appointment. And again, scroll to the bottom, paste in the signature and save. And also for the guest, if they've invited a guest, I also do the same. So 15-minute reminder, 3 hour and 1 day, and change that from hours and that one to days. Go to the source code, scroll to the bottom, paste and save. Assigned user is you, the person taking the call. You just need 1 reminder 15 minutes before. That's it, right? Because you've got them on your calendar. You do not need to be bombarded with loads of reminders. And if eventually Marika needs to add any additionals, I will just pop that in there for safekeeping. All right. Actually, no. The assigned user can be turned off because I have a special email for you, the user. So let's just save that. And again, in-app, it's nice to get a little reminder 15 minutes before, a little bell going off on your phone or in-app on the computer. So that's the reminders. So again, we did 15 minutes before, 3 hours before, and 1 day before. Now, this follow-up one, so this follow-up email, this is what you can send out, and I just send them to the contact and the guest, okay? The contact and the guest. And the code, I send it 1 hour after the meeting, and I don't like what's in here at all. So I've actually got some source code that I've created that I will be putting into yours. Call result. That's not the one. Where's my source code? This one here. All right, let me double check. Just making sure. So I've got some source code that makes the feedback email, because we want to get reviews and testimonials, right, look better. So I'm just going straight into the source code and I'm going to replace it with my code, but just give me 1 minute while I just double check to see if there's anything I need to customize for Marika. Custom values, yes, good. Values, internal, yes, email, yep, okay. Nothing I need to do there. It will work. I'll click save. So you can see now the email has thank you, hi name, thank you for attending the appointment, and it'll have the appointment time zone. We hope you enjoyed your call. Please take a moment to leave a 5-star review by clicking the stars below. Now, when they click any of these, it's going to take them to a review page. So this doesn't actually work as a review. It just looks good. Yeah. So I'm just going to save that one, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the guest email. Now, for those of you who are on our done for you, we're building all of this code for you, okay? So don't you worry, it'll come included in yours. Now, we don't need to send it to us who are taking the call or any internal people, just to the guest and to the main person. We do not need an in-app notification either. It's just those 2 emails that we turn on under follow-up. But you, of course, are going to do a recap email as well. Now, the next one here, I turn on allow Google or Outlook to send an invitation to the email that they used during the booking. This is really good because it automatically shows up in their calendar and they have to click yes or no, right? If you don't, you do end up getting 2 emails sent to them though. But I prefer to turn that on, even though they get 2 emails, they get one from us, right? This confirmation one here, but also they get one sent directly to their Google Calendar and it'll just show up in their calendar without them having to accept, right? It will still show that they need to click yes or no. As you all know, in the calendar in Google and Outlook, you need to accept it, but it'll be in the calendar, right? So that's another way to help with no-shows. Now, I also click assign contact to respective calendar team member. Now, this person, Marika, it's just one person. But if you had a sales team and it was a round robin, we want that person to be assigned to that user if they've booked that appointment. And then that's it. We just leave that and click save. Then moving on down, we come to customization. Now, we cannot use custom values in this. This is a whole different department for the meeting. So I'm going to go and find Marika's colors. I am coming to her custom values, go to her folder, to branding, and I'm going to grab her primary color and I'm going to paste her primary color in there. And there we go. That's done. That's it. That's all we need. And everything else is to be saved. Now that that calendar is saved, this is something I get a lot. People are like, but it's not working. It's not showing up because it's still in draft. So we are going to go here and we're going to activate the calendar. So it is now active and available for taking bookings. Now, if you want to at any time just share this link with somebody, you can come to the share button and you can just copy this link and let's test it, paste it. Got an itchy nose today. Paste it up there, test that the calendar works, and we can see all of Marika's available times. So that's now done. Now before, this calendar wasn't working, but now it will. So I'm going to click save and I will refresh. Oops, actually pick the calendar just to make sure. Let's click up on that one first and then click back down on this one. And there we go. Look at that. Your calendar is now on a branded landing page. So I will click publish. Now all of our pages are ready for your funnel. You can start sending people to them. Oh, we've got to turn the workflow on, but you will be able to soon. So now we can check off that the only thing left to do in here is the video, I believe. All right, I'll get you copy. Please remind me, I will get you copy. I know I said I would do that last week, but we definitely have to now. Now, also with your calendars, we have put all your calendars and all associated pages for calendars in here as well. Okay, so what that means is whenever you add additional calendars, so you can see this is now a really pretty link, right? It says Marika/intro call. We're actually going to change that to, because Marika likes discovery call. So it'll be your website address /discovery. Oh, I should write the name there too. Discovery call. Yeah, I missed it too fast. Let's try that again. Discovery call. Now, because she doesn't call hers an intro call, I have to go and fix the custom value. So heading back to custom values, coming to the folders, coming to the appointments folder, and you can see here is the intro call. We're just going to edit that value, and on the back end, instead of intro call, it's discovery call now. So that'll fix anywhere else that we have that link already. But we're not going to change any of that. All right, so that's the custom value fixed. We can go back here. And if you want to build a second calendar, Marika, then let us know. We can turn on the discovery call one for you, but it is not on yet for you. So if you do, please, can you write a note as a to-do if you have a second calendar so that we know we have to come in and customize that one for you. But I'm not going to touch that one today. That'll go on your little to-do list. All right, so we've got those two standard pages. Also, remember that phone squeeze page that we had, the phone squeeze page that we had on the pop-up before they see the calendar? Sometimes we want it not in a pop-up and we want to send people just to the page, because if they don't book, we do want them to go into the 9-step follow-up. So that's what this page is. Now, again, this will be linked in anywhere within the automations that we've built for you, but it is exactly the same form. But instead of a pop-up, if you need to send people directly to that page, then let's just fix this little thing because it's too big and it needs a lot of work. You can send them there, and it's also in your some follow-up emails I'll show you later. Okay, so this is only to people who want to book an appointment, but you're not sure if they're gonna book an appointment, so you send them there first. And the form itself says, I'll give you a little preview. This form says request a day, today, tomorrow, or next week, and a time, morning, afternoon, or evening. So you've already got a bit of a prompt when you call them to say, hey, I saw you didn't book an appointment. Was it because there was not a suitable time? I saw you're interested in tomorrow in the evening. I've got a spot I can slip you into, right? So it helps you with your follow-up and making sure no leads fall through the cracks. And you know, I'm a big believer in, huge believer in no dead ends. Okay, so that page is done. Now the next page here, this is gold. Okay, so this golden beauty right here, this is a sales call prompt and form. So what will happen is, I can't wait till you use it and see it in action, but can you see I've got all of these custom values? Contacts, top 3 struggles, current solution attempts, biggest obstacles, what is their 3-month to 6-month goal, their long-term goal, are they willing to invest? Are they the decision maker? How urgent is the problem that they have to needing them to want to fix it? Any objections that came up during the call? Any key insights that you gained during the call? And if there are any concerns. So if you've spoken before, why did they not buy? And if you've spoken before, right, what is the next action that you are going to take with them? So say you get off the call and they're not yet ready, your next step might be to follow up in 5 days and send them a PDF resource to review something, okay? You would put that in there. What offer did you present, if any? Did you say, I've got a $5,000 program and a $2,000? How much did you tell them? Was it an estimate or a quote. Now, if you read this form, when you get I will show you the email soon, but you will get an email 15 minutes before the call starts, and it will have a link in it that will load this page with all of this information on it. And during the call, you will, if you want to put your own sales script in here, by all means, go ahead. If you're following our sales call strategy, this is the high level overview so that you don't forget the steps for the sales call. And all of these little areas here that you see with these little squiggly lines, these are where you put in your notes for that. And when you hit submit, it will put all of that onto the customer's record. And then if you end up having another call with them and you open this form, all of these will be populated. The first time, there'll be nothing because you didn't know anything, unless you've had previous conversations. Always be going onto the customer's record and updating these cells so that you actually care. You know and you understand them, and it's not just for the call. It's for now and way into the future, because in 3 months' time, you can come back and say, hey, this was the short-term goal you wanted. Have we achieved that together as well? And if they don't buy, you can reach out to them and say, hey, I spoke to you 3 or 6 months ago and you had a short-term goal to get this. I wanted to check in with you and see how you're going on that. So there's so many things using, and this is a whole other lesson. All right, it really is a whole other lesson. It's pretty awesome. This is your review results form. And then based off what you choose, let me just go to the preview mode so I can show you. So the notes will pop up here for the person. Also, anything that we have on file will also go into all of these fields. You'll be able to add things and drag these fields down to fill them in throughout the call. Okay. But the big one is at the top here, appointment outcome. So regardless of whether they no-show, cancel, or make some other decision, you will always open this form and fill it in, because it triggers other automation. If they didn't show, it would trigger a rebook, or if they cancel and don't rebook, it will trigger a different type of email that says, I saw you cancel, want to rebook. If they are at what's called in negotiations, that means I'm really interested, I need to go and talk to somebody, or maybe they're working on finance, something like that. That's in negotiation. Or if they become a customer, or if they're an existing customer, or if there's somebody who shouldn't be in the pipeline. For example, if my niece booked an appointment, right, I would not want her in my sales pipeline. I'd remove her. And if you spoke to them and you're like, nah, not a good fit, probably would never want to work with them, you would choose that. And if they're not interested now, right, and they are not yet going into negotiation, which means they're still thinking about it, you can stick them straight into a long-term nurture, and the way they'll get back in is by opting back into something to enter your sales funnel again. So only choose that if you know there's no more follow-ups. Then you will put in your follow-up date. When you do that at the end of the call, one, it'll text them and say, I told you I'd follow up on this date. Here I am. If you've got a phone number connected and an email, it will also send you a reminder that you said you wanted to call this person today. Here's their number. Give them a call. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go into this larger part because this is a little bit more intensive, but this is all about follow-up, about when you follow up, how often you follow up, and there's a lot of triggers that come off the back end of this. You should follow up many times, and ATC means attempt to contact, right? And if they're at ATC 1, 2, or 3, there's a certain time frame you should be following up with them. If they're at 4, 5, and 6, there's a larger gap between follow-ups, and 7, 8, and 9, there's another larger gap between follow-ups. But there's a system for that, so nobody falls through the cracks. But we will do a whole sales training around this form and how to utilize it. But it is there for you, and it's pretty easily explained. Here you will see internal notes. So you can do a summary of the call, and any of the blocks that you see with these 2 little lines, you can drag them down to make more room to type. And then right at the bottom, if you want to send them a recap email, you would choose yes, and then put in here your recap notes. So there's a lot of stuff that gets triggered and automated off the back end of this, all right? But the most important thing is, are you going to send a recap email and then the appointment outcome, okay? The rest of them are just notes that you continuously add to the file because you care, right? Because you care. All right, so that is pretty sexy and was not in the previous Business in a Box. This is actually an upgrade from what I taught when I was using other people's software on how to follow up correctly. So this form, you don't actually need to do anything with it, right? You just got to publish it. That's it. Right? There's nothing on these pages within the calendar other than, oops, I was supposed to go into the next page. And you can swap between each of the pages. Let's just go into one. I just like to go into each of the pages in the pipeline, just double check. So the phone squeeze page, right? Click publish, make sure the form shows up. Next, go to the discovery call. Now, Marika's written it down. We have not yet attached that calendar yet, but I can see here this needs a fix. We're using 50 because it's a blurry logo, and publish. And then finally, check the other one. Oh, I didn't connect. That was actually not the consultation page. This is the consultation page. So let me fix that. 50. And all of these are global headers in that new version that other people will get. Let's go back here. We need to definitely connect that discovery call, which is missing. We're going to put here, discovery call, and claim your free, and Marika calls it discovery call. Discovery call or session. One moment. Just reading back. Discovery call. Yep. Okay. And publish. All right. So all of that funnel is now done, except for the one thing that I just showed you before, which we have not yet connected. Let's go to the next funnel. So the next funnel is reviews and referrals. So there's not a lot you need to do in these ones either. They are all set up to just work for you. But you will still come in and just check, right? We're just going to check that. Yeah, so everything looks good, right? So just check in, really just the brand checking, making sure links are working, right? That link needs to be connected to contact custom fields. Oh, maybe you should down here, custom values and your affiliate link, and cut, undo, stick it in the link, stick it in the link. And terms and conditions, I'll just double check the link. Yep, it's exactly using the correct naming convention. Check this one. Yep, that one's good. And then on this one, yep, image, business logo, and action, I like to do to website, which is your domain. So we're going to go to your custom values. Which page did I have those on? We're going to go to your general info, grab your custom domain to your website and connect it to your logo and publish. So what happens here on this page is when that email with the star goes out to them, and let me just double check. This one was just /review, and I just want to check. Yes, okay, that's cool. If they choose 1, 2, or 3, they end up on one page. And if they choose 4 and 5, they end up on a different page. They will not see this email section. That gets hidden when they are there because from the link, it automatically populates. So we know who the person is. And if they want to write anything in here, they can. So if they hit 4 or 5, they end up on this page. Now on this page, you'll see, thanks for your feedback. We'd be really grateful if you left a public review. And in your custom values, back on day 1, we should have put in your review links. So I'm just going to double check that for the review custom values here, we have the initial review form, that's fine. We've got the Google link and we've got the Facebook link. Now, since we spoke about that, Marika, did you set up a Trustpilot account? And if you did, can you please drop it in the chat for me to copy and paste? If not, do you want me, you didn't make one, do you want me to leave that there for you to create one? Or do you want me to just remove it and just have Google and Facebook? Remove or keep. It's free to set up a Trustpilot account. It only costs if you want all the extra pop-ups and automations and features. You can actually still set up a Trustpilot for free. So leave it. That's what you want me to do. Leave it. Yeah? Okay. So I'll leave that and it will redirect for you to the thing when you get to it, okay? So I won't touch anything there then. That one's all good. Next, if they click 1, 2, or 3, they will end up on this page. So on this page, it says, sorry that you're not satisfied. Can you tell us how we can improve? What did you like? And any other feedback. And if they do want to leave a public review, there is also an option down there for them too. Again, nothing to do on this page, just publish. And then the referral. So after a purchase, we have automated after a review, if they have given you a 4 or 5-star review, then they will get an email and say, it's great. You know, our business runs off referrals. Do you know anybody who might like our service? When they put in the person that they're referring and then their name and email down here, it will automatically trigger an introduction email, which will say, hey, John said you were awesome. John said that you might be interested in our services, and it'll say hi, whoever their name is. So we've built that in there for you. So again, nothing to do in this little guy. We're just going to hit publish. So all of this funnel is done and all ready to go. So that's your reviews and referrals. Next, this one is just a miscellaneous form. So what this form is, again, we're not going to have to do anything with it, but I'm going to show it to you. If they give us an email and we don't have a phone number, it will send them an email and say, hey, we're missing your phone number. Can you update your personal details? And then there's also other optional fields for them to fill in. If you have a phone number connected, in the system and that you've got their number and no email, it will text them and say, hey, we've got your number, but we'd love your email. Can you click this button and update your information? Again, nothing for you to do here, okay? It's just set and forget. So we are just making sure that your domain is connected, right? And that's it. We're all published and ready to go. So now that's all of your funnels done. Websites. Inside your website, we have put together some of the important pages. You will still need to make your own homepage, of course, unless you're paying us to build your full website. But we have also included some important things that are needed for funnels and workflows and automation. So those are your privacy policy and your terms and conditions. Now, these you need to take responsibility for. The thing that you will not do is do not add a banner with links across the top and do not put any hyperlinks in the text, because otherwise it is not A2P compliant. We've given you a sample, but it is your responsibility. We take no legal responsibilities for your privacy policies and terms and conditions. The other one here is an A2P compliant opt-in. So if you are applying for a phone number, we need these 3 pages in this design to get through approval, okay? The other one is if they are in a promotion. So say like last month we were running course creation and we were hammering for 1 week only. We hammered our list 1 email a day for a week and 2 emails on the last day. But some people are like, nah, I'm not going to join this time. And we call this a soft opt-out. So during a soft opt-out, what happens is it just removes them from the promotional emails, but not from your list. Okay? And when they click that button to unsubscribe so that they go somewhere and they feel like they've been somewhere, we've got this cheeky little thing here that says, oh no, are we talking too much? Right? We make it a bit fun, lighthearted, okay? And this will automatically populate for you. And I think we also discussed, Marika, about you getting those badges. All right. The other one we've given you is just the normal unsubscribe page. When people unsubscribe, maybe they want to resubscribe, so we want to send them there. If you're running a promotion and there's a expiry, so you've got a countdown timer on a page, after the countdown timer hits 0, we want to send them somewhere. So this is the redirect page that we've designed for you that says, oopsie, you're too late, sorry, right? Because when we do an offer, and we say it's going to expire, it actually does, right? So we are authentic with our promotions. You know, like some people say they're promotions, but they don't actually end. This ensures you do. And if you have a link in bio, people call them a link tree, you can come into here and you can add in your own links. It looks like we've done this already. I feel like we may have already done it. Okay, so I've just doubled up. But anyway, here you can add any other buttons you want in here, and then this will be your link in bio. You put that at the top of Instagram, right, where most people put Linktree. But the good part about this one is that they will go to your website. And if you ever run ads and we pixel your website, they also get pixeled. So we've done a partial website for you with just the most important pages, so our workflows, our funnels, and all of that stuff work. But the rest, homepage, about us, you can create your own. You can also build from templates. We've got loads of templates that you can choose from as well. So that's websites done. All right, so we've been through all of the funnels, all of the websites, and the only other thing I'm going to show you in here under sites is forms. So all the forms that we've created for you within the Business in a Box, they all live in here using the 7 stages of the customer's life cycle to file the forms. So you know that form that we had for your checklist, right? That is in here, your opt-in form for your checklist. If people sign up on your website, we already have a newsletter form created for you. If you create a contact us on your website, we already have created a contact us form. And that is that phone squeeze form I showed you before with the today, tomorrow, or next week. So all of these are set and ready to go for you. In under indoctrination is just the call results form, which I showed you, that really cool sales form. Nurture to convert, there's nothing in there because we don't need a form in there yet. But what I've done is created each of the folders, which also shows gaps that you can fill. The next one is a sales form. Why is there a sales form in here? I think this might be a little mistake. Let me have a look. Yeah, that is not supposed to be in there. But if you do have anything to do with sales, so it could be like an orientation form that you get, a form that you get people to fill out before a sales call. That's what you could put in there. I'm just going to delete that because that is not needed. The next one is fulfillment. So again, everybody's fulfillment process is different, but something that you might put in here in forms would be an onboarding form, right? If you want to collect data of, their starting point, and then you can track back later. If you've got any upsells, the reviews and referrals forms, they're all in here. They're just a button. Okay, so they look pretty as well. But also the negative form that I showed you before, the review request form that I showed you before, and the referral reform, that's all in here. And of course, embedded on those landing pages. And then this is miscellaneous and a reporting form, which is the update your contact details. Now, I'm not sure why there's two other forms down here. That one needs to go to reviews and referrals. So I'm just going to move to reviews and referrals folder. And there should be also one for Google and one for Facebook and one for Trustpilot. So I'm just going to move those into the correct folder, reviews and referrals, number 7. So they all live and filed neatly. If you don't know me by now, you will know I'm very much somebody who likes to keep it neat, and I'm very strict on my naming conventions as well. That's just so no matter who jumps in, everybody knows that when you create a terms and conditions page, it always ends domain/terms and /privacy. So it's always the same in everybody's account. So we can make sure there's consistency for our builders to learn systems and processes so they can jump from one account to the other and they don't have to figure it out. All right, so that's all of your sites sorted. Marika, it's getting good. We're getting closer. So we've done website overview, and I will just bring across, because I have been showing you the little checklist form. Let me just grab it out of this little window over here and move it into the one you can see. So your business in a box, we've just done, and it tells you what all of the workflows, what triggers happen out of each of these workflows. We've also been through the website as well, and there's more information you can read about that there as well. I just gave you an overview of all of the forms that we've created. This also tells you where they live as well for you. And now the big one is this. This is the beating heart of your business. This right here, this is your team in a box. This is the thing that saves you time. So automations and workflow, as we do love that here. And we do love the fact that we are automation and AI with heart. Okay, because there's still human connection involved. So what we have to do now is I'm going to be giving you a list of to-dos that only you can do, Marika. We're going to go through each of these folders and we are going to turn on the automation. So let's begin at the top. In stage 1, we have a new inbound lead. And the trigger at the top is a lead magnet form was submitted. And that lead magnet form was the one we created for you for the checklist. So when somebody submits that, they move into this workflow. The other one we have here is if somebody submits contact us form that we created for you, here it will automatically add them to this workflow. And the other one I should also put in here is another form. And that one, if you end up creating it, is for if they join your newsletter via your website. So all of these different forms, I should actually say in here what this one is. Got to name things or little birdies die. Newsletter on website, opt-in. Newsletter on, oh geez, Sally, come on. I think I'm getting hay fever. My nose is so itchy. Save. This one we already have. And lead magnet. This is your first lead magnet, right? Lead magnet, which is actually your checklist lead magnet that I gave you, which was daily habits checklist, right? If you create another magnet, if you create another lead magnet, you will have to come in here and add, this is where you add your forms for lead magnets. They all go into this one, okay? So once they opt in, then we assign it to a user, which is Marika, and save. Then we add them to the pipeline, which is that they're a new lead. We also put their name and where they came through. So if you end up running Facebook ads, it will also say where the lead has come from. So for example, when they opt into this form, it'll show checklist lead magnet. That's where the source was. But if we do other marketing builds, there's a lot of other things called UTM parameters. I'm not getting into it. It's a bit more techie for tracking. And then we just click save because I've checked it for you. Now, here is where we segment depending on how they came into our list. So if I'm just going to click save and refresh because I did rename those at the top and sometimes it doesn't change in that little decision diamond. So I'm just going to refresh. Refreshing. Okay, so now in the decision diamond, I want it to say on this branch, the lead magnet opt-in, I'm just going to put on here as well so we can see it, checklist, because then if Marika adds more lead magnets, there might be one called an ebook, one might be called mindfulness, who knows. But this is for this particular checklist. We've also got one for if they contact us through the contact us form on the website. And we also need to add one for the website newsletter sign up. And that workflow trigger is website newsletter. And then there is a none branch. There's always a none branch. Okay. So what happens here? Let's go down each of these branches. When they opt in for the lead magnet, they will come down this branch. A tag will be applied to them that says activity PDF lead magnet opt-in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just head into the back end. This is another little customization we always do when we're building for you, is come down to tags And because you're going to have lots of lead magnets, right? So here's that lead magnet using activity tag. We'll teach you more about the tagging system we use. But for this one, we're just going to name it, right? It is the lead magnet checklist opt-in. So we know it's the daily habits checklist that they opt into. All right, so now when I go back to here, this should have renamed. Actually, let's do a save and a refresh. Yes, I know, because I've updated the tag. Let's do it again. And it's gonna do the thing. I'll say a lot of what the developers have been working on as well, a lot of stuff that you probably don't even realize is warnings when stuff doesn't work, right? So now we can see that activity tag has changed. So if you then look at the client's record, you will see all the different things that they've opted in for. After 5 minutes of opting in, right, because we've got to give them time to go and book an appointment. If you have the phone connected, it'll send, hey, is this an insert name? I just saw your info come in requesting and let's put the name here, the daily habits checklist. We have sent it to your inbox. What this is doing is initiating them to say, yes, that's me. And then you can continue getting to know them through a text. If you don't have a phone number, it'll just skip it, okay? It'll skip it. Now, if you've been through my List Growth Made Easy training, we have what we call the Give, Ask email series, where we give, ask, which is deliver the freebie, add value, build the bridge, give the offer, add scarcity, okay? We teach that in List Growth. That is all built in here for you. So lead magnet email 1. So what I'll do here is I will change that to checklist email 1, freebie delivery. This will automatically populate with your information. This is the subject line that we have put in there. You can change this, Marika, okay, if you don't like the words. Also, it's automatically got the information in here, and the download button is linked to that custom value to what we added the PDF link to back in custom values, okay? Also, for good measure, you can attach it here. Now, this will be the old version, so I'm just going to replace this with the version I made for you using your branding. We did one, didn't we? A daily habits with your brand. Yes, we have. I've just found it. Okay. So I've attached your version with your branding. If you want to change that, Marika, you save it from Canva, and you can also come in here and change it. So we've given you a basic template for copy, right? And a little book call link here that will take them to this trigger link. This trigger link is as if they fill in the view calendar and didn't book form, but they haven't. But it triggers the same thing. Does that make sense? If they view the calendar and don't book, I'll show you soon, they will go into the 9-step follow-up. So all you need to do is come in here if you want to add a bit of your flavor, your sparkle to this email. Okay, so I'm just going to save because we did make some changes. Also, when somebody opts in, so I've saved that. We want to close that. So when somebody opts in, we also send you a notification. So this notification is the little bell icon up the top of OmniSAM or in the app of OmniSAM, right? To say this person's opted in and requested and I'll pop in here, daily habits checklist, so you know. And you could pick up the phone and call them. It's got their email there, it's got their name, it's got their phone number. And save. Next one, as well as sending you a notification in app, we also send you an email to tell you someone's opted in so that you follow up. So new lead magnet opt-in, and on the end, I'll put what it is, daily habits checklist. And again, same thing, just in an email. We're trying to make sure you follow up. All right. Then wait a day, and 1 day later is a follow-up email where we add additional value. Now, again, we have written this for you with a tiny little bit of additional value, but asking them if they want to hit reply, and then again, a link to view the calendar. Again, Marika, if you want to change the words in here, feel free. Next, wait a day and we build the bridge. So the bridge is between the value that you've given from the checklist and the next thing. It's now saying, now you've got all of this, you really need a call, right? So if you're struggling to stay consistent, you're not alone. People fall off the track because here's the fix. Focus on one key habit for 7 days, small momentum. But if you want a more personalized plan and support to keep you accountable, stay tuned for the next email. So what we've done is we've built a bridge saying now there's this gap that I can help you fill. And of course, we still hide that little, not really hide, it's there if they want to, but we haven't specifically called out book an appointment. And you live in Australia, so I'll change that to an S and save. And then wait 1 day. On the next day, if your phone number is connected, it will send an option for them to book a call via a text message. Then you present the full offer. Now, I've created an option, and the offer needs to feel like, even though all your sales calls are very similar, right? You're asking questions to find their problems and then giving them a solution and then asking if they want more help with that. But so the way you word this email needs to feel like the next logical step from the freebie that you gave them. So I'm offering a free one-on-one habit coaching call. I know you call it a discovery call and it's still discovering, but they've downloaded a habit and you're going to discover what habits you're going to help them with. Right, so you're still sending them, but the email feels like the next logical step. Then identify key habits, customize a simple habit tracker. As a mindset coach, that's the sort of stuff you help people with anyway, right? It's just do this every day consistency, right? Whatever they say they're struggling with, you give them a step. And give you accountability and structure. Book a call straight away to the calendar, okay? So then the final hurrah, 1 day later, we go, my calendar's filling up, this is your last chance, and we won't be asking them again. So we have 5 emails. 1, give them the freebie, add value, build the bridge, present the offer, scarcity. That's the framework we teach. So Marika, your to-do list is to come through and read those emails and add your own sparkle. Now, the next one is if they fill in the contact us form on the website. And if they do, then this email here is sent. Thanks for contacting us. Someone will reach out to you soon. And also they can book a call. So that takes them to the book a call page. Right? So that's just for the website. And if they fill in a form from the website, you will get a notification on the bell to tell you that a new website form has been submitted. This is their information. Get back to them. And actually, I'm also going to add in here, I'm going to copy action here. And I'm also going to put not just a standard bell notification. Let's just go back to this one first. I'm going to also add in to this one an email notification for you as well, so you don't miss it. Okay, so let's say contact us form completed. Please follow up with follow-up. That's it. And then their information will be there and it'll be sent. I better change that. Website contact internal form notification. And I'll put email on the end because that's what it is. Oh, itchy nose. Jeez. Too many letters probably. Oh, user. User. Assigned user. Save. Okay, so that's where they fall down when they fill in the contact us form. Now, it appears that that problem I had before was this decision diamond. So I have to just add website newsletter form. Trigger is website, no, newsletter, and save. All right, so when the newsletter form comes in, we just add a tag. So we know that they have specifically subscribed to the newsletter. It's called an activity tag and newsletter opt-in. We've got your newsletters covered too, so don't worry. Oops, let's make sure we create the tag. That one I'll need to come back and add to the master. Activity, newsletter, opt-in, and add new tag, and save. So they opt into the newsletter, and we've added the tag so we know that they've opted in. Name your tags. Activity, newsletter, opt-in. If you don't name it, a little birdie dies. All right. Then save, so we know what's happening there. And then we can add these notifications to let you know. So I'm going to copy, but I'm going to copy all actions from here because if someone opts into your newsletter, maybe you want to reach out to them. So I'm going to say new newsletter subscriber. All right, and there's their name. And that's it. And their email, contact email. Okay, and contact name has subscribed to your newsletter. Might be worth a personal follow-up. Okay, because they're a new lead. You never know where they've come from. Might be worth, and we'll send you there, and then we're going to put this one in an email for you as well as a notification, and we're going to say new newsletter subscriber follow up. Love the follow-up. Fortunes in the follow-up. All right. And we're going to say newsletter subscriber email internal notification and add this one in as just a standard bell notification. That's done. Now, what happens is whenever they go down, depends on where they go down, they still end up in a follow-up. So if they come down these short paths, it'll only be a day later and they'll get just a very generic kind of last hurrah. Hey, wanted to follow up one more time to see how we can help you. Schedule a call here, right? And if you've got a phone number, pop it in there, okay? Talk to you soon, and then your signature's on the bottom. Then 2 days later, one more email. Last attempt, right? So that we are trying to get them to book an appointment. So regardless of whether they come down the lead magnet one, which is 5 days long, or they just opt in simply, they still end up with 2 emails to follow up with them. Okay, and then that would end this particular workflow. So this is your to-do list, Marika. Come in and read all of the emails in 1.01 new inbound lead. And once you're happy, you need to flick this draft to, get out of the way, published. Draft to published. Are you happy with the text in there at the moment? And I can just flick it on and you can test it. Yep. Okay. I see a head nod. I'm just going to turn it on. Excellent. Great. Why overcomplicate it when I've already done the copywriting for you? All right. Update AI, content AI tab have moved. We've relocated tab to automation, select marketing to access the AI tab, go to marketing, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, cool. Next one, engaged lead. So this one, you don't have to do anything with. I'm going to do it for you. But if you're building this yourself, you will have to do what I do. So here, reply to customer. And this is what happens when they reply. Now, this is any type of reply. They reply to an email. They reply to a text message. They reply to a Facebook message. They reply to a LinkedIn message. They reply to anything, any type of reply. If they're sitting in new lead, they will move to engaged lead in your pipeline. They're people you want to spend more time with than the 80% of people who don't reply. Okay? I'll just show you under here all the other filters, but mostly reply channel. And these are all the different ways in which people can reply that will trigger this event. A call, a chat widget that you can embed on your website, which we have, that you can build inside of OmniSAM. I have a meeting at 11. Okay. Email, Facebook Messenger, Google My Business doesn't have Messenger anymore. They got rid of that. Instagram, live chat, SMS, and WhatsApp. But we don't put that there because we don't want to filter. We just want any of those replies to move a new lead to an engaged lead and save. So nothing to do here, Marika. We're just going to turn it on and save. Okay? So all of stage 1 workflows are now on. Next is call booked, follow up. Okay, so remember that 9-step follow-up where I said if they view the calendar and do not book? That's if they submit that form, or I've got a trigger link that does the same thing. It waits 15 minutes, and if they do not book an appointment, it sends a text message. Hi, this is Marika from Name of Business. I saw you checked out our calendar and didn't book an appointment. Can I ask, was there not a suitable time? As well as sending a text message if you have the phone number connected, an email automatically goes out 15 minutes with the same thing. Okay, just a few more words. And it creates a task for you to call. Okay, now our KPI is if somebody views a calendar and doesn't book, you must call them within 24 hours. You must, because they will still remember you and opting into that thing. The quicker, the better. You will convert more the quicker you can follow up with them. And again, I've put all that information in your task so you know what they filled in on the form. And as well as that, we send you an internal notification with the same thing. We're trying to make sure you don't miss it. Okay. Then we wait. So first, what we're waiting for is if they reply to the text message, right? We wait, because if they reply, we can take over and have a conversation with them. If after 1 day they do not reply, then they go in further down the funnel. Okay. And actually, we should also add email 1 as well. Okay. So if they reply, so the contact replies, it will wait 2 minutes and it will send a text message. hey, could you let me know your time zone? And I will check with the team and get back to you with some options. So if they reply, that's what they'll get. And an internal notification is sent to you to let you know that they've replied. Because if you don't have a phone number, well, now you've got a notification that you can jump in and call them, okay? And then it'll wait another day, and then it heads up to here. If they time out, they will end up over here. And the email, actually, that is supposed to just be a text because it's only for text, not for emails. Now, 2 days later or 1 day later, this is the 9-step follow-up. So it's 6 emails and it's 3 text messages. But it's actually 12 follow-ups because 3 of them are going to be phone calls from you. 9 of them are automated. 3 of them are you picking up the phone. All right. So the next one, again, you will need to come in here. So this is a to-do for you. You need to personalize this email. I totally get it. Life gets busy. Sometimes we hesitate to take the next step. But if what's the main benefit of your call is important to you, let's find a time to talk. I can help you with, and you enter 3 different benefits. Let's book a time here. Okay, so come in, and I've customized it, but it's still for you. Now, if I've set a date, wait 1 day, but send it a reasonable hour, right? Based off their time zone. 2 days later, they get another email. Again, you need to come in here and customize it. And they get a text message if you have a phone number. A day later, they get their next email, right? This one's slightly different. You've got to come in and add some quick wins into this one. Wait a day, email 5, last chance. Again, I've written most of it, but I want you to insert your own words. And then 1 day later, we send a text message. At day 6, the final email. This one's a little funny. Okay, at this point, I can only assume a few things have happened, like I've reached out to you a few times. 1, you're stuck under something heavy and you can't reach your phone. Should I send help? You got caught in an endless scroll of cat videos and totally forgot about it. I won't judge. Or you still want to book a call, but you keep putting it off. And then you're going to come in here and add some of your own words. All right, so I've made it a bit funny, but then come in here and add your own words. So we're going to save that. I am not going to publish this one, okay? This is another to-do for you to just customize your own words. So I'll leave that unpublished so you know you need to come into that one. The next one is a new appointment booked. So this is if they book the short or the long call, we do a few things. We remove them from the workflow that's saying book a call, book a call, book a call, because they've booked the call. We also remove them if they're in the 9-step follow-up. Well, they don't need to be in there because they've booked a call. If they were sitting in the workflow to get them to reschedule because they cancelled or no-show, they've booked a call, remove them. And then we also have another workflow that if they sit in new lead in the funnel opportunity pipeline for 90 days, we trigger another event to try to get them to click and open. And if they're in that and they book a call, they don't need to be in it anymore. So we remove them from all the workflows they don't need to be in. When someone books a call here, actually this can go now because the calendars now come with it. So I'm just going to delete action, just the one. Then a system note is added to the contact's record saying the name, their appointment, and if they wrote any message when they booked the appointment, that'll be added to the notes section of the contact's record. Also, it will update their field most recent call status is scheduled call. Okay. Then, based off whichever appointment type they booked, this decision diamond will move them to the correct stage in the pipeline. So this one is because they booked an intro call, or you call it a discovery call, right? We can go and change that name, but we'll put here discovery call. Oh, if I can spell. And I have an 11 o'clock, so I'm going to have to finish this off tomorrow with you. And then they move to there. If they booked the longer call, it's called the consultation, and it moves them to the consultation stage in the pipeline. Then they go to here. Now, as we said, all the emails are going to come out of the calendar settings, but if you have a phone number connected, it will also send them a text message to say, hey, I saw you booked the appointment. And 2 days before the call, it'll send them another text, 1 day before, 1 hour before, and then a notification to you to let them know they've booked. And this is the sexy form. Remember that sexy form we were talking about? That when you fill it out, it populates everything on the contacts record? That is this. This form will arrive in your inbox 30 minutes before your call. Remember, no matter whether they cancel, no show, or turn up, you must complete that form. Okay, now I've given you also some information on the form, right? And all of those fields that populated on the landing page also show up here in case you've had a call before. So not only can you review it in the email when you click on the link to load the page, it's also nice and handy so you can go prepared to your meeting. All right, so that's all in there for you. So in here, nothing for you to do. I'm just going to turn that baby on. Now, let me just quickly whip through the next ones, and then I've got a dash to my 11 o'clock. I think they're here. Is it Lisa I've got? Now, when you submit the form, okay, all this stuff happens. Okay? You don't need to do anything in here. This, I still have to add a few extra things too. But remember I said to you, you must complete the outcome of the call, because based off the outcome, different things happen, right? And that's all built in here for you when you click that outcome of call. So for example, if they're a no-show, we add a note to their file saying they're a no-show. We add them to the no-show follow-up automation to get them to book a call. Let's skip along here. If they're an existing customer, we remove them from the opportunity pipeline because they don't need to be in there. They're already a customer, right? We update their call status to showed. We add what status they are at because they're a customer, right? And then a note to their file. So if you want to look through this just to figure out what it's doing, by all means, do so. And remember I said at the bottom of that form, if you want to send them a recap email, you fill in that little section. This is what the email looks like. It says, hi name, recap of our conversation, and whatever you put in that square at the bottom of the form, that's what gets filled in here. And then it just signs off with your name. So that's what they will see when you hit submit on that form. But this one, nothing for you to do. I'm just going to turn it on. All right, couple more to go real fast here because I want to get to cancel or no-show. Again, if they cancel or no-show, there's a series of different emails getting them to try and turn up. There's some math equations so we know how often do they cancel. Like if they've got like 10 cancellations, I would just like put them out, right? If they're going to waste your time. But again, nothing for you to do in here, but you can come through and have a read. I'm just going to turn it on. Okay. Next is this one. Again, this is just if the contacts user changes. Now, you currently do not have staff, but if you did end up having staff, this would ensure that when a contact user is changed, they're linked to that staff member's calendar. All right, so this we don't turn on unless you have staff. So I'm just going to leave it off, okay? Don't need it. All right, so that takes us to stage 2. Tomorrow, we are going to continue working through all of these workflows. I'll try my best to explain them and give Marika a list of to-dos. But once we get through all of these, that is it. Your business in a box is usable. You can start. You will see tomorrow, you'll understand why when this is all turned on, you'll never want to turn it off. Because your people will get an email every single week. All right, coming on back. We're going to stop the screen over here. We're going to come on back over because I'm in the house. I've got to find the button over here. Hello. So that is session number 3 of Business in a Box. If you want to go back to number 1 and 2, that was last Tuesday and Wednesday. Today's Tuesday, part 3. Tomorrow, part 4, and we'll be done. So what is that today? 2 hours, probably a little less than that, an hour and a half, an hour and 40, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, 6, 7 hours so far for me to show you and set up the Business in a Box with Marika. By tomorrow, another 2 hours and it should be done. So if you don't want to do this yourself, reach out to us. We do have a done for you option that then you will end up like Marika and just having to do only the bits that you need to do. However, if you would like to do it yourself, we are recording a session next Thursday, Melbourne time. I've got to check the time. Next Thursday, Melbourne time, we will be recording. I'm going to record live what I'm going to turn into a click-by-click do-it-yourself. And even if you've done this before, I highly recommend that you watch it on repeat. Come back next Thursday for the Business in a Box because I bet you will learn something new that you didn't know every time you watch it, right? And hopefully now you can understand the system just that little bit more. All right, I have to head because honestly, I was going to do some Q&A, but my 11 o'clock meeting's here, and I will be back tomorrow for more of this. And for the elites, we have copywriting and AI, and I will be discussing the course sales page. So if you are one of our course creators and you are an elite, come tomorrow because tomorrow we'll be going through the sales page that you can use to sell your course. All right, guys, it was a long one. Never let anyone dull your sparkle. Make sure you get at least one income-producing activity done each and every day. And I'm going to go dark now with the elites. Bye for now. And the...
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And